Welcome back everybody to another episode of Building in Minecraft. I am the Berserking Corgi. Today I'm going to show you how to build this awesome little Southwestern style stucco home. This has to be my favorite build I have done to date. Everything from the front courtyard to the terracotta style roof and the almost oasis-like patio in the backyard with the pergola. I love it. So let's go ahead and get started on this build. The basic dimensions of this build, the interior of the house is 21 by 13. The garage area is 9 by 16. But overall, it takes up approximately 20 by 30 blocks. And the bulk of the build is going to be out of white terracotta. Starting in this middle corner here, we're going to take out a single row of 10 white terracotta blocks and turn the corner and lay down one. Leave a blank spot of 5, lay down 1 block, turn the corner, and then we're going to lay 20 blocks all the way back to what will be the covered patio area. When you reach the end, turn and lay 8 more blocks. Then lay 1 block here, leaving a blank spot, and then add 2 more. This is going to be the area where the door is going to be. So we're going to want to leave a too high gap for it. So let's add 2 more rows and over the doorway and finish that wall. Now we're only going to add 1 row here and leave 5 gap for a window. Then we're going to stack 2 rows too high here, turn the corner, and do an additional 5. Once we hit the 5th block, we're only going to add 1 layer. This is where the window is going to be. That'll be 4 blocks, and we'll continue too high all the way back around to the corner where we started. Once we get back to the corner where we started, we'll go ahead and complete the final height of the garage, which will be 6 blocks in total, so add 3 blocks. All the way down this first wall, then turn the corner and add 3 blocks, and then on the top 2 rows, go ahead and lay those all the way across, connecting to this area here. Now we're just going to keep adding 3 blocks high. When we get to the area where the blank is for the window, just leave that 1 block gap and add 3 on top of it. We're going to keep going until we reach the back of the house where this large window is. Then just the same as with the garage, we're going to place 2 blocks on the top all the way across. And then go ahead and fill in everything else. Now in this area there is a window, but it's easier just to fill in the blocks and then find the center of it 1 block down and knock those 2 out like that. Now we're going to go ahead and move to the front of the house, back to the same corner where we started before, and now we're going to go 7 blocks high for the total height of the house. We're going to do this for 3 rows, 7 blocks high on each. Then we're going to leave a 3 block gap and then go 7 high on this column as well. When we're done, the area in between is going to be for the doors. So on the 3rd block up, go ahead and start filling everything in. And we're going to go ahead and add 3 more columns, 7 high, just like this. Now 1 block away from the doorway, we're going to stack 3 blocks on either side. This is going to be the support for the pergola in the front eventually. Let's go ahead and add 2 more columns. And now we're going to start with the front window. So in these 3, let's stack 2 high. Then on the 4th one, all the way up 7 blocks again. And then count 2 high up and leave that 2 high window gap and fill in everything else all the way up. Now fill in the final 2 columns here, and then we'll get started on the bay window area. On these 2, we're going to stack 5 up. Then we're going to count 4 away from it on the other wall and do the exact same, 5 up in these 2 rows, leaving a 3 block gap in the middle. Let's add 3 blocks to fill that in, and then go all the way up to the top on the 5th one and fill that in across, leaving a 3 by 3 opening. Just behind it, we'll go ahead and go 7 blocks up, just like the rest, and then connect it on these 2 rows just above the bay window, like that. On the side wall in a single row, go ahead and fill in 10 blocks. Then on the second row, add 4 to this side. Then go back over to the beginning and add 3. This is going to leave a 3 gap. And we'll fill in both sides for 2 additional rows. And then on the next row, the 4th row up, we'll fill it in all the way across, leaving another 3 by 3 window on the side of the house. And just add all the blocks up to reach the maximum height of 7 blocks. Now the back of the house has lots of windows, so we're just going to go ahead and fill the whole thing in using the white terracotta and then count out and break the windows once we're done with that. I just find that it's easiest instead of trying to count out each and every single window and place around it. And when you get to the 7th row, stop right here and go ahead and connect it across to the front of the house, leaving the garage area that we did originally 6 blocks high. Now from the left-hand side, count in 4 blocks and break out the bottom 3, including the one underneath it, and add terracotta. And the same thing, 4 blocks, break out 3 high, break out the bottom. Count 4 blocks, break out 3 high, break out the bottom and replace it. Now from the other corner, we're going to go ahead and count in 2 blocks on the second row up and bust out a 2 by 3 window. Leave 1 row intact and then break out another 3 blocks. Now we'll move on to the covered patio. 4 blocks away from the corner of the garage, we're going to go ahead and add a 6 block high column. And then on the top row, connect it to the garage area. Put 1 block in each corner to create an arch. And then we'll do the same thing with the house. Go ahead and stack across. And then add 1 block to each corner. Now on to the courtyard in the front. On the 3rd block back from the corner of the garage, we're going to go ahead and lay down 4 white terracotta blocks. And on the last 2, add 2 more blocks on top and then 1, making a stair step like this. Then lay in a filler block and then stack 2 out from it. And then we're going to mirror the other side. So we'll stack 3 blocks high here, 2 here, and to complete out the stair step by placing 2. Now zigzag back 1 row, laying 2 blocks, and do the same again, zigzag laying 2, and then lay 1, and then lay 3, creating this kind of a slight curve to the courtyard. Now let's start finishing the details off on the front of the house by building the garage door. Firstly, go in the front of the garage and just to the left, 1 block back, place filler blocks all the way up to the height of the garage door. Now we're going to lay stripped spruce logs horizontally all the way across. And we're going to do this for 2 rows. On the 3rd row, place 1 block on either side, and there's going to be a window in between. And then on the top block, go ahead and fill it up all the way in. For the window, I'm going to use brown glass panes, but feel free to use any glass that you'd like. Let's add a little bit of detail in with some spruce gates. Let's add 2 here, and then mirror it on the other side by adding 2 here. Then just place in 2 gates in the entrance of the courtyard. And then we'll take 2 spruce stairs and create an arch over the gateway. We're going to take polished granite slabs and cap off the gate like this, and then cap off the rest of the courtyard fence with the polished granite slabs as well. Now to create the pergola over the front door. On the support next to the front door that we created, we're going to lay 3 stripped spruce logs out, skip one, then do the same with 3, skip one again, 3, until we get back to the other support that we made with an additional 3 logs. Now let's go ahead and add dark oak buttons on the front of each of those. And now with spruce fences right next to the wall, in between each one of the logs, we're going to add one, including on the overhang. And then the same thing on the front. One in between each log, and then one on either side for an overhang. Now we're going to take filler blocks on the middle area, fill in all the way across with a 1 block hangover on each side. Then fill in between each one of the fences with a spruce fence gate, opening each of the end ones in towards the log. And now we can break out these filler blocks because we're done with them. Now we're going to have an exposed log over the front main doorway. So let's go ahead and knock out all 5 blocks right above the door like so, and fill it in with the stripped spruce logs. A lot of Southwestern homes show the support, so we're going to add some logs to get that look to it. So 2 above this will add 1 log, and 2 above this will add 1 log. These are the stripped spruce logs. Now let's add buttons to cap this off, and then 1 above each of these logs, and then cap this lock off as well. Now we're going to continue this look going on, so take your buttons and count out 2 blocks, just like over there, and add a button here, and then 2 more blocks and add a button, and then we'll go ahead and finish it off by adding 1 more stripped spruce log capped off with a button. For the window, go ahead and add in some white glass panes. You can use any, I just prefer these. Then we'll add 2 filler blocks to the bottom of the window and add fence gates facing perpendicular and open towards the inside of the window. Then we're going to take the trap doors, and on the top of this glass pane add 1, as well as on this side, and then on the bottom of the block above the window. Then knock out these 2 filler blocks. Now for the front window, we're going to take the stripped spruce wood and add it to the top corner of each side, and then go ahead and fill it in with the white glass panes. We'll do this to fill in the whole window. And then now we're going to take our buttons once again and put 1 on each corner and in the middle. Now we're going to add a filler block to each side of the front of the bay window like this. And with our polished quartz slabs, we're going to be adding several to the front. So 1 in front of the filler block and in between each button. On the next row up, add a full block above the button with 1 overhanging. And then 1 full block with 1 overhang, and then 1 full block, and then 1 overhanging like that. Then go ahead and fill the 2 in between, and with the polished granite stairs, add 1 on each side of the filler blocks. With the slabs again, go ahead and continue adding 1/2 slab up for each one of the rows, stair-stepping up like so. And you can see how it's giving that waved terracotta tile look. Let's finish off the sides, add a full block here, and then a 1/2 slab to the top. Now we can knock out this filler block. We're done here. With the other side, we'll do exactly the same thing. 1 full block underneath the corner to fill in this part, and then a 1/2 slab, and knock out the filler. Now we want to make it look like it's wrapping around the house a little bit. So add 1/2 slab right here, 1 block down, add an upside down stair, just like that. And now it looks like an awesome little clay terracotta roof. To add a little detail to the garage, right above the door on the 2nd block in, add a button, skip a block, add a button, skip, button, and skip, add a button. By now I think you're getting it. Now we'll go ahead and start with the driveway. Knock out the 5 blocks directly in front of the garage door and then all 9 blocks across the garage. And you can break these out as far as you want, and I'm only going to knock it out a few rows just so you guys can see what the pattern of the driveway is. Now in the 5 block gap that is directly in front of the garage door, we're going to alternate between tubed and horned dead corals. I just like the way that they look similar but not exactly the same, so it adds a little bit different of a look. But you could use one, the other, or any other of the dead corals, or you could even use cobblestone if that's what you prefer or if that's easiest. Now go ahead and outline on either side with the smooth stone slabs. And then finally, with the polished andesite stairs, place one facing towards the garage, just like this, and then angle them away, creating almost like a gully. And then do the exact same thing on the other side. Face it towards the garage, and then perpendicular. Now we're going to go ahead and connect the driveway to the front courtyard. Starting at the left of the gate, we're going to knock out 2 blocks diagonally and then 2 over to connect to the driveway. Leave a 2 gap, just like this, and knock out to keep the same 2 gap 3 blocks. And then diagonally up 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4th one, go ahead and connect it to the right of the gate. And fill all of this in with the smooth stone slabs on both sides. Let's go ahead and break out all of the blocks in between, including the ones underneath the gate. And then we're going to fill it in with the same tubed in horned coral. Or like I said before, you can use cobble or gravel or any other block that you prefer. Now to keep this design going on the inner courtyard, just to the right of the gate, let's start breaking out an outline of the entire courtyard, including the area under the door, and keep breaking it out until we get to the gate. Then we're going to go ahead and fill it in with the smooth stone slabs. Then once again, we're going to break out all the blocks in between. And just like before, we're going to go ahead and fill it with the horned and tubed dead coral. And that's that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a cactus in this area, probably around here. Let's lay down a block of sand and surround it with some spruce trapdoors. Now conveniently, this is placed right next to a gate, so you could lay down hoppers and make this a passive cactus farm, or lay a piece of string over the top and just not have it grow. But looking at this, I think it needs another one. I'm going to go ahead and add another one right here to kind of be symmetrical, and we'll see how it looks. I do like the way that that looks, but I now want to I have to center the window in between it so that it looks better. So I'm going to go ahead and break that out and do that right now. Yep, I like it already. It looks so much better. And like I said before, you can make these 2 cactus a passive farm or add string on top just so they don't grow anymore. Now I'm going to go inside and add down a door, spruce door on either side, and then spruce trap doors stacked on each other in the middle, just like that, to give the illusion of a 3-wide grand entrance. I'll do a little bit of decorating. I'm going to add a cactus with a string on top. And then maybe a couple more planters here in the driveway on either side. Just kind of like the ones that I did on the front porch. Let's add a couple of pots on either side of this front archway with a couple cactuses in them just to finish it off. Now moving on to the side of the garage, we're going to go ahead and start adding in some detail. Start by adding in the glass for the window and a couple of spruce trap doors for shutters on either side. Now to add in the log supports, on the second row down from the top, count in 3 blocks and add 1 spruce log and a button on the end, just like before, and then leave a 2 gap and add another strip spruce log with a button. Now we're going to mirror this exactly on the other side. So above this trapdoor, add a spruce log with a button, and then just like over there, leave a 2 gap with another strip spruce log and a button. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of cactuses with some string on top, just to add a little bit of color to the side. Moving on to the covered patio in the back, we're going to add strip spruce logs, one in the top corner of the window, one in the middle, and one on the other top corner. Now go through the window and we're going to bust out those 5 blocks all the way across the top, and then add 1 log to the back of each of the ones we just placed. In the middle, between, we'll add a spruce stair. Then we're going to fill out the rest of these logs all the way out to the front plus 1 for an overhang, and then top it with a button. Fill all the way out with 1 overhang and a button, and you got it. Fill it all the way out. 1 overhang with a button. Now right under the lip of the covered patio between the logs, place a dark oak fence, and then also on the side in that little arch area. And then take spruce stairs and finish off the side arch like that. One more time with the dark oak fence, we're going to add it to each one of the corners on the inside of the covered patio. We're going to go ahead and fill in this large window. And then also this little slit right here above the door. While we're at it, let's go ahead and fill in this window as well. Moving on to the window slits, we're going to take a strip spruce wood and add it to the top of each slit. And then we're going to add an upside down stair right here at the bottom of each one, creating kind of a sill. And then take the glass pane and add one to the middle of each one of the slits. Now, just like the front door, we're going to knock out these 5 blocks in the middle of this window and lay down an exposed supporting log, just to add a little bit more detail and make it a little more interesting. Let's add a couple of filler blocks on the corners of each, and once again add the spruce fences with them open in towards the window. Then we'll once again take the spruce trap doors, add one to the top of the gate, and then the top of the window, and then zigzag it all the way across like so, and then break out the filler blocks. Now we're going to add in the planter below the window, add 3 grass blocks, a strip spruce wood in the middle, and then 2 upside down stairs on either side. Then a right side up stair facing away, and then an upside down stair to frame it out. And add in whatever plants you would like. We're going to go ahead and do the planters in front of the slits as well. So knock out 3 blocks in front of each one of the windows. There will be a 1 block gap in between each. Fill them in with grass blocks. Then we're going to go ahead and add in flowers, ferns, and oak leaf blocks. And do it however you like. Now for the pergola. On the same level as the spruce gate, count left 3 blocks and then add 5 stripped spruce logs all the way out. And then we're going to connect this all the way down to the ground. For the next one, count out 4 blocks and then add 5 strip logs all the way out, but don't connect it to the ground. And then we'll do the same on the next one. Count over 4 and count out 5 blocks. And then finally, count out 4 blocks, and then we're going to do the same as the first, 5 blocks out, and then connect it to the ground. Once again, we'll need to add filler blocks in this middle corner, and then skip a block and then add another. And then add blocks on the back for an overhang, and then fill it all the way across with one overhang, just like we did on the front patio on both rows. And you know what this means. We're going to be adding the spruce fence gates. So go ahead, starting with the overhang, fill it in all the way across on both rows. Then on the ends, we'll go ahead and open the gates towards the logs, and then add spruce fence in between. On the other side, do the same. Open the gates towards the logs and fill in with the spruce fence. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in the spruce fence in between all of the gates throughout the entire pergola. And then finally, go ahead and knock out all of the filler blocks. And that is what the pergola looks like. I really like it. Now let's go ahead and move to the outline of the back patio. I'm going to go ahead and put a graphic up on the screen. Since explaining it by itself is a little confusing, I feel that maybe the graphic might show you guys better how it goes. Now let's start breaking out the blocks for the patio. Let's go ahead and start in the covered patio area. Knock out all of the blocks that are included in the area with the fence posts, including one under where the door will be. Then on the side of the house, we're going to go ahead and knock out all of these ones up and around this column. Now, we're going to zigzag 2 blocks. We're going to do this 4 times. And on the 5th one, we're going to go 3 blocks out. And then on the next one, we'll go ahead and go 9 blocks. Then on the next zig, we'll go 3 blocks. And then on the zag, we'll go another 3. And then on this next zig, we're going to go 9 blocks, zag in for 3, zig for 3, zag for 2, and then we're going to go straight down to the corner of the house, and then finish by outlining this wall right here, just like we did on the front patio. Now we're going to knock out the blocks that are underneath the upside down stairs as well, because we're going to replace them with other blocks, with prettier blocks. Now when we get here, let's go ahead and take our smooth stone slab and outline the edges of the patio that we just did. And just keep going around all the way across the patio. And then outline the edge of the house around the gardens as well. And then put one underneath each of the upside down stairs on the planter under the big window in the back. Look at that. Then to do the covered patio area, underneath the corner of this window, put 3 blocks out and then zig again 2 blocks, and the same on this side. Lay 3 of the smooth stone slabs, zig in, and then add the 2 blocks and connect them. Just like that. Then fill in the area except for the ones right next to the wall with the polished andesite. And then against the wall, add 3 blocks for, you guessed it, another planter where we're going to add some oak leaves. Then trace out the rest of the knocked out area with the horned and tube dead corals. Now it's time to knock out all of the sand in the back area between all of the smooth stone slabs that we just laid down. Okay, this next part is going to be a little bit complicated again, so I'm going to put another graphic up on the screen. What we're going to do is go to this corner and connect the wood pillar with 2 smooth stone slabs. Then on the inside, we'll zig, add 2, then we'll zig again, add 2. Now, parallel to the house, add 2 more, then zig once again, and then add 2 parallel to the house. Same on this side. Connect this wood pillar to this corner like this. On the inside, add 2, zig, add 2, and then add 2 parallel to the house, zig up, and connect it to the one you just did. Then we're going to go ahead and add these 2 straps in between the gardens like this. And this is going to leave a 3x5 area in the middle. Now here, the second one in, go ahead and strap across and add some grass blocks for, once again, a planter. Now fill in the 2 stair-step sides with polished andesite. Now I'm just going to take some oak leaves and add a simple little topiary bush like that. Now we're left with a 3x3 area. We'll take the polished andesite stairs and add one to each of the corners, and then add polished andesite in between them. Now place a top slab in the middle and the fireplace on top of that. Let's go ahead and fill in the rest of this with the tube and the horned coral. Now I hope that the graphic helped show you guys how I did the back patio, but Minecraft is a format to be creative, so you can do the back patio however you'd like. Next, we're going to go ahead and add in some seating. I'm going to use some quartz slabs to create the base of the seats. And then I'm going to use the spruce trapdoors, 2 stacked on each other just like that, to create the back of the seat on both of these. And then I'm going to use a white banner to make kind of the back of the chair. You just have to crouch to place it. On this side, I think I'm going to lay down more of a sofa instead of just chairs, but it's basically the same design, a quartz slab with the spruce trapdoors with the banners in the front. And that's it for the seating area in the pergola. Now to place in the hopper pot containers, 1 block away from the grass blocks, we're going to break out all of this area and kind of fill it in with gray, because when we lay down the iron trapdoor, you're going to be able to see whatever's underneath it. And then we're going to place the iron trapdoor on top of this block and then the hopper on top of that. So it looks like it has little feet. Do the same thing on the other side. 1 out from the garden, fill it in with gray blocks. Add the iron trapdoor to the top of that block, and then the hopper on top of the iron trapdoor. Then take our oak leaf blocks and just be creative and fill it in and make it look like vines that are covering up the pergola. You can do this however you'd like. I'm just gonna lay them down and see if I like the way that they look. If not, I'll break them out and try replacing them. But this really comes up to your own personal tastes. Yep, I think that looks pretty good. Now to finish out the back covered patio, let's go ahead and place the spruce door from the inside. And that's that. Now on to the other side of the house. Let's knock out, once again, the blocks right above the window and place in the stripped spruce logs. Then we'll add in the white glass paints. I want to go ahead and continue the kind of vine look on the side of the house to kind of fill it in a little bit and make it a little bit different than the other side, more of an oasis. I'm also going to add a 4-high cactus right about here. And a 1-high cactus with some string on it. Then add in a couple of the little dead bushes, kind of fill it out just a little bit. And then finally, probably the most monotonous task of this whole build is to add in spruce slabs for the roof. We're going to do this on the bottom of the top block, and we're going to do this all the way through the entire roof. But if you did want to make a sitting area on the roof of this house, you easily could add the slabs to the top of the block. I just like the way that it creates a lip on the roof, like a traditional Southwestern style roof. And when you get all filled in, there's going to be a gap right here. Take your white terracotta and connect it all the way across, finishing out the roof. And that's it, guys. We've finished building the Southwestern style stucco home. I hope you enjoy this build as much as I do. If you did like it, please don't forget to give a thumbs up. Leave any comments with some builds you'd like to see in the future, and absolutely don't forget to subscribe. And if you guys like this, consider checking out my survival series. I'm the Berserking Corgi. Have a fantastic day.